So I want to run through this 1129 really quick, and it's still going to be a very long video. Uh, the 2001 Space Odyssey song, 1127, 1896, To the Rising Day of December 1st. Remember, rise on the third day, so he goes down on 1129 and rises on 121 or December 1st. 121 is Antichrist and Sybil Gematria. It is an exact 47,121 days to the rising day if the event is 1129 and then he rises on December 1st. It's a direct hit 121. By the way, that's when you include both dates as bookends. Meeny, meeny, tekel, upharsin. Um, so let's go to September 15th, 1986, Stephen King's It. When you run it to the rising day of December 1st, 2025, 14,322. 322 is Skull and Bones. It's 39 years, 2 months, 16 days. 216 is 6 times 6 times 6 and James Bond's car tag. So, direct smash hit with Stephen King's It, which is the book Donnie Darko's mom was reading when he walked by at the beginning of the movie. First, yeah. Basically, the first time we see Donnie Pat after the bicycle accident at the opening credits. Um, Not sure why I have 9/5/2017 here. 9/5/2017. Oh, yeah, that's an oldie but goodie. Okay. 11/6/2015 is Spectre. It's 3676. It's 10 years, 23 days. 88 begins the hours. Number 36 is Adam in the Jewish Hebrew gematria. Remember, he is the Black Adam per the movie Black Adam. The other Spectre date is 10 years, 1 month, 3 days. So you have 113 code on the event day. 121 months, 121 Antichrist, 88, 488 is in the hours. The minutes begin with 5309, 867, 5309. All direct smash hits. Remember, Spectre was 148 minutes. Donald J. Trump is 148 in the simple gematria. Heracles. Interestingly, Heracles is 212 in the Jewish Hebrew. When we transfer a portal backwards through time, the date of 11/29/2025, it does hit on this date of 21/2, which is New York City's area code. February 21st, I think it's 2018 when we go backwards through the transfer portal of time. What is the transfer portal of time? Remember, it is January 10th. So there it is, 1419. And so we add 1419 days and we land on our date of November 29th. When we go backwards through the transfer portal, there's your 212, February 21st, 2018 on a Wednesday. And the transfer portal of time was something that we discovered back in 2022. It was the national championship date on January 10th, the college football. And that's why I think it's Rivalry Saturday. And we were shown right then that when you went 37 progressions backwards and forwards through the transfer portal, you were landing on eclipses and full moons right off the bat. And that's when we knew. And of course, Dr. Pepper's transfer portal commercial was playing during that national championship game. Donnie Darko talks about portals, Back to the Future, so on and so forth. So it's pretty outstanding. The Parallax View was the assassination movie about a politician being assassinated. June 19th, 1974 is the date. And when you land on 11/29, believe it or not, it's 1879 in the days. 79 is murder in simple gematria. 187 is 11 times 17, the murder code. It is a direct smash hit. 18,791 days. 1879 is also a prime number of 289. 289, yeah, I was going to go look it up, but I remembered what it was. It was 289, yeah. Let's get rid of that. So yeah, it's the 289th prime number. Remember Mustang 289. The engine, Mustang represents the four horses. That's a personal cipher. That's a direct smash hit of 18600 on the rising day. And of course, what is then being 86th is the church. Here's another gigantic personal cipher of mine that lands on that date. And yeah, more personal ciphers. I'm going to get rid of all those. There's your February 21st. Already had it pulled up, which is your 212. So we get into the Writing on the Wall song in Spectre. So Spectre represents the Dark Knight. Remember, it was Batman Begins in the trilogy, followed by The Dark Knight, which is all about the dark, I got the hiccups, the darkened right eye. And then it was The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises came out on the third day after The Dark Knight. They were set 4 years apart, but 2 days apart for rising on the third day, July 18th to July 20th. Here it is. Spectre. Remember, it's Spectre, then No Time to Die, because he rises. Dark Knight Rises, Spectre. And the way, Spectre is linked with No Time to Die as just a two-movie set is the love interest, James Bond's bride. He meets her in Spectre, and then their romance continues in No Time to Die. And so here it is, 3,718 to 1129, 718. Now this is Spectre's Writing on the Wall song, which is all from Daniel, the hand, and the Writing on the Wall, which is Thank You Thing, Addams Family, the hand, the Writing on the Wall. And so here it is. The date of the Dark Knight is built into the days of the Writing on the Wall song to 1129. It's 3,718. Porsche 911, Porsche 718. You really can't make this stuff up, can you? So that's palpable. And on the rising day, it would be 3,720, 720 the date of the Dark Knight Rises. And of course, he rises on December 1st, 12/1. Hang on just a second. Now, with all of this said, by the way, um, with all of this said, Sunday is day 313. And, the Zapruder film of the head wound was frame 313. And we know in 313, 2020 is when Mr. Big did the LOCKDOWN. So it's a possibility. We're not going to lie. It's big. And yes, it's gigantic. And okay, personal cipher. Sorry. So the number 45 that I spoke about in the first two videos, he's born on 11/17/1959, and he wore 45. For my high school, I was a sophomore, he was a senior. And his birthday, 11/17, per the Zechariah 11:17 Bible verse. And he wore 45, again, Mr. Big's number, and it was his number. 2/12 the rising day, this person who is still alive would be 24,121. So you have that 121 Antichrist again on the 121 date and the rising day. He's 24,119. 119 is Donald on the event day. He's 24,119 on the 29th on the day of the event. Donald means world ruler. And that's his name in the Jewish Hebrew, or the number 119 is Donald in the Jewish Hebrew, Gematria. This person is also 66 years and 14 days old. 66 is the penthouse at the top of Trump Tower. Though it's only 58 stories tall, it's called on the 66th floor because Revelation is the 66th book of the Bible. And so 66 years, 14 days, and 614 is Mr. Big's birthday. So it's that fusion of 6614 or 6614. This person is also 792 months old. 79, remember, is murder in simple gematria. So this person's number, when you do 11 times 17 times 1959, their number is 366 333. And 366 represents the year before, 2024. And then the following year, 2025, day 333 is this 11/29 date that we are focused on. So that's a big deal. That's a very big deal to me. The first school bus that I saw this year, last year it was 1437. Remember, there's a school bus that opens the Dark Knight. It says District 22 on it. That's what the Joker escapes on. There's a school bus in the Dark Knight and in the Dark Knight Rises. There's a school bus in Sicario 1, which featured the song The Beast, and Sicario 2. And there's a school bus also in Donnie Darko. School bus matters to them. I think it comes to something in Gematria also. Let's go ahead and hit that up right now. Let's key in school bus. And it comes to LeBron James, Trump card, World War. Interesting. The word frequency is there. And didn't I see frequency in the Jewish Hebrew also? No, it says frequencies. Okay. Holocaust, horoscope, Keystone, Starbucks, um, Kurt Cobain. Anyway, if I go to the other Gematria calculator, Gematria calculator, when we go to the other one, let's see what the four base ciphers say about school bus. See if we get something that gives us a clue. 129, 33. So it's 33 in reduction. That's what it was. I knew it came to something. Yeah. And there's your 12, 9, 9, 12. Interesting. All right. So anyway, let's continue. So this person, their number is 366333. And yeah, they're basically one of the biggest ciphers that I have. And so that really hits on that. It's dead on it. Let's go to the next. The total solar, no, that was UFC. I'm sorry, 287. Yeah. So it's a perfect 138 weeks. Somebody that I know has 138 in their number, and they were in the same building at UFC 287. And there's the perfect 138 weeks. Remember, 138 is Donald Trump and Civil Gematria, and it's in the middle of this person's number that was at UFC 287. And their birthday is 3 times 19 times 19, 98. And they have the 138 in their number. They have the 88 in their number. They have him being 86th in their number. They have 11-3 at the beginning of their number, which is One World Trade Tower. So it's death and rising all in their number. They are the biggest cipher, biggest personal cipher that I have. Remember, I am my own personal cipher. I was born at 404 Lime Street. Well, when I was born, coming home from the hospital, it's probably where I was conceived in my first home, 404 Lime Street, 404 verses in the book of Revelation. When you combine Daniel's 357 plus 404 verses, it comes to 761, which was on a bus tag in the Dark Knight. And that is my birthday, 761. July 6, 1961 is a fusion of my birthday. So this 138 weeks from UFC 287 down in Miami is fascinating. 966 days. And on the rising day, on 12/1, remember the reversal of 86 is 68, and it's 968 days. 68 is his name along with Antichrist in reverse reduction. Antichrist is 68 in reverse reduction, and so is his name. Donald J. Trump, 68 in reverse reduction. So he matches. 68 is actually his biggest number. They just never use it because it's so in your face. But that's why RFK and JFK were 1968. Those events did not happen as they tell you that they did. And we just know that Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage. And the Heidi Bowl was also 1968. The Right Eye Utterly Darkened Raiders playing the Jets, which is what brought down the Twins and also what killed Donnie Darko, the jet engine. And the Raiders played the Jets on 11/17, November 17th, 1968. 68 is his big, big, big number. And 2001: A Space Odyssey came out what year? 1968. 68 is his number, his main number, because it is matches Donald J. Trump with Antichrist in reverse reduction. It really just doesn't get any bigger than that. Let's go to the next set of ciphers. September 3rd, 1976. We had that up there. Why? Oh, that was car wash. So car wash, September 3rd, 1976. I guess I got rid of it. Let's hit it, September 3rd. To our date. I don't think this was a cipher like that. Ooh, it is. It's 1798479 is murder in simple gematria. It'll be 17986 on the rising day. Palpable, fascinating, love it. Came across that movie the other day. Then there's Down and Out in Beverly Hills. 90966. There's your 966 that we just saw previous. Down and Out in Beverly Hills. What was that 966 again? I can't even remember what the 966 was. If I'm not mistaken, that's all it was. And yeah, it was that UFC 287. Wow. Down and Out in Beverly Hills, January 31st, 1986. There's your 86 date. January 31st, 1986. To our 86ing date, believe it or not, it has his two numbers as president, 45 and 47. 14,547, which is a 1, 45, 47. Look at the years and the months. 39 years, 9 months. 399 is murder in the Jewish Hebrew gematria, which is the most biblical. Both those movies, Car Wash and Down and Out in Beverly Hills, came into my life very randomly. Very randomly. The Alec Baldwin event of 10/21, 2021 is a perfect 1,500 days on the 29th. It's a perfect 36,000 hours. It's a perfect 216,000 in the minutes. 216 is 6 times 6 times 6 and James Bond's car tag. It's 2,160,000 perfect minutes. Remember, Alec Baldwin's 10/21 event, All the World's a Stage, was on a movie set. 10/21 is 121 drop the 0. Easy peasy. 121 is Antichrist in simple gematria. Not sure why I've got that date up. My birthday to the date, 3/9/1965. Not sure what that's about. 3/9/1965. I don't know. Patrick Mahomes, was there a reason to have him up there? I don't guess. 3/17/1969. So at the end of Batman, Zoe Kravitz rides off with Batman on the motorcycles. Remember, the Wednesday season 2 ended with her riding in the sidecar with Uncle Fester in the motorcycle. They both ended with ending scenes with motorcycle rides. Zoe Kravitz's birthday is December 1st, which is also Lord of the Rings premiere date, December 1st. Lord of the Rings Return of the King, which represents the rising. Remember, the previous Lord of the Rings was called The Two Towers. The second was called Return of the King. Return of the King came out on December 1st as a premiere date, and we will run into that. I've got it pulled up, but it's also Zoe Kravitz's birthday, December 1st. Ready for this? 1988, the Donnie Darko year. That's why she got that role. This 31769, I cannot remember why that's pulled up. So that's my fault. That's on me. And Zoe Kravitz to the event day, 13512. Remember, 135, the 135th prime number is 761. They showed the 135 on Bruce Wayne's car tag and then went right to the bus showing the 761 on its tag. Remember, the 135th prime number is 761, which is the amount of verses in both end times gospels, Daniel and Revelation. That was not a coincidence. The AI puts all of that together. It's the AI that does it, the ghost in the machine. What else? That is it with Zoe Kravitz. Okay. 5/20/2017. That is a massive personal cipher for me, and it's 31117 or 311 fused with 117. I just can't believe that. And that's on the rising day. You get 311 along with 117. Just absolutely mind blowing. 3/12/1983. Let's run that 3/12/1983. 3 times 12 times 1983. You get the 713, which we remember the right ear date, fused with 138, which is his name, Donald Trump and Simple Gematria, and it ends in an 88, which is Trump and Simple Gematria. That's my original wedding day of my first marriage. 3/12/1983. When we run that to, oh, that was a different date. Well, let's run it to the 29th anyway. 15603, 15605, blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's 2229 weeks. That's very interesting. All right, sorry to bother you with that personal cipher. 9/16/1937. That's interesting. Okay. Personal cipher. So when he rode the Beast, there's twice that he rode the Beast, his limo, around the Daytona 500. 500 is Antichrist. In Strong's Concordance, G500 is Antichristos. Reverse the G and the 500 and you get the technology name. Drop the 2 zeros. Zeros don't mean anything in their world. And when he rode the Beast around the Daytona 500 track in 2020 and in 2025, it was both on 216, again, the James Bond's car tag, or 6x6x6. When he rode the Beast at the 2025 Daytona 500 around the track to the rising day, it's 288 days. 286 days on the 8016 day and 288 days on the rising day. That's just a little too perfect, isn't it? All of Bill O'Reilly's books, Killing Jesus, Killing This, Killing That. The killing Jesus book, September 24th, 2013. That's the only book I ran to the Rising Day, and it's 4,451 for the film Fahrenheit 451 or the book. The Fire Rises. Fahrenheit 9/11, the Michael Moore, and Fahrenheit 11/9. I guess I didn't pull them up, so I will save them for another video. I'm not going to waste your time. I got stuff to do. Let's keep going. Knives Out. I didn't pull that one up yet either, so we'll save that for another video. Not sure what is going on there. Edward Snowden. Hang on just a quick second here. So I pulled up 1129 on the Jewish Gematria, and it has universe. Snowden is the third most searched. And so I ran Edward Snowden June 21st on the summer solstice, 1983. 83 is murder in one of the four base ciphers. And we run him to the event. He's 15,503. It's not really much to it. So sorry to waste your time with that. 12/25, 2002. Oh, the film The Hours. I wanted to run and look at the hours to the 11/29 date, and it's a perfect 201,000 hours, event 201. Wow. Remember that came out right. Well, if you don't know what event 201 was, so be it. Remember the 201 score with Tom Hanks typewriter. You know what? He's one to look at. I haven't looked him up yet. Um, Tom Hanks' birthday. He's 7/9, which is murder 1956. Let's at least look at that right now. 7/9, 1956, 7/9, 1956. Let's run him to the event day. 25345. There it is. 45 on the death day, 47 on the rising day. A perfect direct smash hit. 25,000. Of course, this is the year 2025, but 45 and 47. Absolutely perfect. Wow. So, yes, 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 yes. Not sure what that's about. The film, The Hours. Oh, to event 201, 147, 384. Oh, it's 6141 in the days, which is his birthday. So the film The Hours to event 201 does have his birthday in it. So you see, and it's 201 months. Oh boy. So you see how they're all connected. Those are direct smash hits. If you look at when Sirius the Dog Star rose on the midpoint of two total solar and two total lunar eclipses on 8/12, 2022, which also a famous person had a right eye wound being stabbed in his right eye. We don't believe any of that. All fake staged events. He wears the right eye patch now. It's 1,207 days to the rising day. 207 is 119 Donald plus 88 Trump. 119 Donald in the Jewish, 88 Trump in the simple or English ordinal. A is 1, B is 2, Z is 26, so on and so forth. 3 years, 3 months, 19 days. Yeah, that's a big deal. When you run the total solar remember that midpoint that I told you about, it was 251 days in both directions for the total solar and 88 days in both directions for the total lunars. When you run that first total solar to the rising day of 12/1, it is 3 years, 11 months, 27 days. 311, again, when World Trade Tower opened on 11/3. 311 in 2020 was when they declared it a world medical issue. So it's 311 fused with 127. Remember, it was Tower 1, Tower 2, Tower 7. It's 399% of a common year, which is murder in the Jewish Hebrew gematria. Those are really, really, really big deals. That is the total solar of 12/4/2021. Transfer portal, when you go back to that 37 days from the transfer portal, swing it forward 37 days, landed on the snow full moon. So it went from a total solar and a full moon. And that's when we started realizing we are big time in business with the transfer portal, and it went on from there. The total lunar of 11/8/2022. Remember, I told you it's 88 days in both directions. The two total lunars and 251 days in both directions, the two total solars. The 11/8 total lunar eclipse was on the election day of 2022. Would you believe it's a perfect 11/17 days to the Zechariah 11/17 date of November 29th? It is 1,117 days from that total lunar on 11/8. 11 times 8 is 88 to our 11/29 date. That is a direct smash, smash, direct, smash, smash, direct smash hit of Zechariah 11/17. That's the kind of stuff you really can't make up. The iPet Goat on the Heliofont YouTube channel on 7/3/2012, 4, 8, 9, 7 days on the event to the event day. That's everything. 48 is his name and one of the 4 base ciphers that we showed you earlier. 89 is in Donald Trump in Jewish gematria. That's 589, and it's 1189 Donald J. Trump in the Jewish Hebrew gematria. Remember, that's the most biblical. That's where you key in SIX, SIX, SIX into the Jewish Hebrew gematria, and it comes to his name, Donald John Drumpf. Drumpf was the family surname before it was changed to Trump to fulfill the other Bible prophecy of being here in his own name, as the horn is the Antichrist in the book of Daniel. A trump is a horn, and a horn is a trump, per Jesus's prophecy. I believe that's John 5:43. I come in my Father's name, and you receive me not. If another what? Another Christ, in this case, Antichrist, comes in his own name, him he will receive. And his people do receive him over there now today. They love him over there in the land. But they did not receive Jesus, per that Bible verse, per the prophecy. And the 97th verse of Revelation is the opening of the seal, Revelation 6:1. So it's 4897. It's got everything in it. The 48, the 89, and the 97. Wow. If you include both dates to the rising day of 12/1, it's a perfect 4,900 days. 49 is his name in one of the 4 base ciphers. I don't know if that's Donald Trump or Donald J. Trump, but one of them. Donald J. Trump, 49 in reduction. There it is right there. So direct smash hits, man. This is fascinating. If you run the Heliofont iPet Goat release date on their website of 6/24/2012 to the rising day, it's 4,908 days. The 98th verse is the white horse crowning verse. And it's 13,000, 5 months, 7 days. So you have 357, the amount of verses in the book of Daniel right there, coded into it also. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. I don't have it all pulled up, so I will get that later. But Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, there it is, December 1st on the Rising Day. It's a perfect 22 years even. Remember, District 22 was on the bus in The Dark Knight. The 22nd prime number is 79, which is murder. Notice it's 201 minutes also, event 201. So the Hunger Games, Knives Out, all of that. Let me see if I have anything else. Hang on just a quick second here. I think I have more pulled up in, hang on. All right, let's continue. So my graduation day was 6/8, which we already told you what the 6/8 is about. 1979. 79 is Murder in Simple Gematria. So when we run my high school graduation date, it is 24, 25 weeks. And I told you the combination of last year and this year. It's a big deal. And but let's keep going here. So No Time to Die song, 2/11/29's event is 2,116 days. Remember, 116 is the backwards upside down 9/11, and they gave that to us on the clocks on the Twin Pines Mall, Lone Pine Mall. Twin Pines Mall had 116, which is backwards upside down 9/11. To the rising day, it's 2,118 days. Remember, 118, excuse me, 18 is 6 plus 6 plus 6, and the Alabama helmet that ESPN always shows you and gives you. 10/8/2021, No Time to Die movie is 4 years, 1 month, 21 days. 121 is Antichrist. It is also 216 weeks and 1 day. 216 is 6 times 6 times 6. And James Bond's car tag. 121, remember, is Antichrist in the simple gematria. So a couple of direct smash hits. Now we get into Groundhog Day. It's 119 Donald, followed by 86 to the 86ing day, 11,986. Remember, on the movie marquee in Groundhog Day, it had Heidi 2. On the movie marquee, there was no Heidi 2. They're talking about the Heidi Bowl on 11/17, that year of 1968, where the right eye utterly darkened, Raiders playing the Jets. And they cut the football game off and put on the movie Heidi, which made everybody so upset, they said, that it almost, or it did, the phone calls shut down the switchboard of NBC, All the World's Stage. So 11,986, 119 Donald being 86 is built in right there. Now, if you run it to the rising day, it's going to be 11,988. And that's the year 1988, the Donnie Darko year to the rising day. From the film Groundhog Day, its premiere date of February 4th, 1993. That's huge. The wide release is 11,978. So you have 1978 built in there. It's 1,711 weeks. So it's a hit for the rising day. Still got your 119 Donald. I'll tell you what you got. That's big. You run it to the rising day, and it's 11,980. 98th verse is the white horse crowning verse. The 98th verse of Revelation is Revelation 6:2. 6:02 is Revelation in Strong's Concordance. So it's 119 Donald fused with 98. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. 11/12/1983. Excuse me, 1993. Why did I have this pulled up? 11/12/1983. It's a perfect 11/7/07 to it, but I didn't mark it with something. I didn't mark it with like a Wikipedia page or anything to know what it's about. So that's a bummer. That's troublesome because that's a direct smash hit. So, do you remember the person that I told you um, that has the number 11/3, opening One World Trade Tower in their number, the 138, the 88, the 86? If you run that 3/19/1998 birthday to our Zechariah 11/17 event date of 11/29, they have Zechariah 11/7, 11/7 days old. Drop the zero, it's 1117 days. 10,117 days. 10,117 days. To the rising day, it's 10,119 Donald. They are my biggest cipher. And that's a very, very, very big deal. Also, 332 months, which is my big event of Groundhog Day 2009. Groundhog Day on non-leap years is 332 days left in the year. And if you run my 2009 event times 332, you get 666 followed at the end of an 88. 666, 988. You got 98 verse. You got 69 dead center. So this 332 in the months, by the way, in their hours, 242, 808. The day my son died, 12 times 10 times 2024, 12 times 10 times 2024, you got your 242, 88. Now go back to this person's hours. 242, 88. If you remove the zero, 242, 808. This person was born at 8:08 a.m. So one of my biggest personal ciphers is just smashing it all over the place. And if you knew the relationship that I have with this person, it would really blow your mind about how that 242.88 in the hours is a direct smash hit. Might as well run this person to the film The Hours, which came out on Christmas Day 2002. 41,808. Wow. But you're 808 again. That's almost impossible. My goodness gracious. 8/29/2022, a massive death in my immediate family, not my son's. 3 years, 3 months, or 1188 days to the event day. It'll be 1190 or 119 Donald to the rising day. When this person was pronounced dead, well, it's when the event happened that eventually they were pronounced dead 2 days later. Their pronouncing of being dead was on 8/31/2022. And it's that perfect 1186 on the 86ing day, and it'll be 1188 on the rising day. 38 months also. which represents death and murder in the four Baith ciphers. That's a these are the Lord's timestamps, by the way. When personal ciphers mean way more to me because movies and so forth is set forth by the AI. Movie dates, release dates. Personal ciphers of my life matter way more because that's the Lord's doing. So personal ciphers mean 5 times more to me than the things that they give away to us to alert us to the event day. Now, they're always throwing out breadcrumbs to mislead us. So, but anyway, 6/10/1973. What or who would that be? Rocket Man. Okay. Nope. Rocket Man is April 17th, 1972. Did I prep that? Nope. So what is 6/10/1973? I am not sure. As I'm not sure what that is either. So I don't have Rocket Man set up, so I'm not going to fool with it. I will tell you there was a big event on the world stage on 9/10/2025. 9/10 is your movement from from November to December, which is Death and Rising, which remember November and December were once the 9th and 10th months, as October, Octagon Octopus was once the 8th month. September was once the 7th month. All pushed up by 2 by Julius Augustus, or July and August. Personal cipher. November 29th in history. San Jose was founded in California, 1777. And the first Army-Navy football game in 1890. Oh, that's very interesting. Jeez. Ooh. What was the score of the first Army-Navy game ever? There it is. 311 code. 11-3 code. Nope, that was last year's game. Well, coded just the same, isn't it? That's last year's Army-Navy. We won't get to this year's if we are correct. So you have your 311 and 11-3 coded. December 14th, 2024. The first ever was 24-0. Navy's team, having played an organized football game, 1879, defeated the newly established Army West Point team. So there's your 1879 coded again. Wow. But the first official game was on November 29th. Remember, this is rivalry Saturday. The biggest rivalry on earth is Army-Navy. The first one ever, November 29th, 1890. There's your 189 coded. Navy's team, having played organized football since 1879, defeated the newly established Armors team at West Point. So they put the AI put the 1879. 79 is murder. 187 we know. It's also murder. But last year's midshipman game of 3113, 311 code in both directions, backwards and forwards. It's a palindrome. December 14th, 2024. Let's hit it. December 14th, 2024. Sorry. December 14th, 2024. It's a 350 days. So to the rising day, it's going to be 11/17, 11 months, 17 days for 11/7 code. I don't know. There's so much going on there. What's going on there? What's going on there? What's going on there? Those are more personal ciphers, I do believe. So, yeah, that's a really big deal right there. We're just going to leave it at that. Massive personal cipher. Um, so remember my right eye wound where the gate busted my right eye on 4/26/2022, and when the paper airplane flew into my ear on 12/17/2021. There's a midpoint of both. It's 2/20/2022. That's nothing but twos all the way across. Drop the zeros. Two, 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 two. When you run that to the rising day of 12/1/2025, there's Trump's number 138 right there in the days. 1380 days. It's 3 years, 9 months, 11 days, 9/11 coded. I know that's impossible. If you include both dates, you get your 1379 on the murder date. When the right eye busted my eye, and that's documented on my YouTube channels. I videoed it, took videos of it. If I go to one of my channels and I key in uh, right eye wound, um, or my own personal, maybe I need to say my right eye wound, my right eye utterly darkened. Dang it. What did I call that video? Gate. I think the word gate was in it. Gate right eye. Eye bleeding. I could have swore I put it on all my channels. Hang on just a second. I'll try to find it. There it
Yeah,
is.
I just opened up the gate, y'all.
Opened up the gate and there was my right eye wound. I had already dabbed, so the blood wasn't too jacked up. But there it is, April 26, 2022. Yep. Fascinating, huh? So when you run the date of that gate hitting my right eye, I guess that by the way, that was another channel that I put it on, so I didn't put it on all my channels. When you run it to the event day, it's 13 days. You literally have the Zapruder film of frame 313 in the days of when the Lord had my right eye smashed by a gate. And it's 1,313 days or 13 days. It's 3 years, 7 months, 3 days. It's also 187 weeks, 4 days, meaning 4187. That's to the event day of 11/29 when my right eye was smashed. The other date with the paper airplane hit my right eye of 12/17/2021, which I also documented on my channels 7, 11, and 12. 11, 12 is the midpoint of me. And look at that, 69696 in the hours. What? That's impossible. 7/11, 7 years, 11 months will be to the rising day. Either way. But look at the hours, 69696. When the paper airplane flew into my right eye as a classroom teacher I was overseeing a student and I allowed him, it was the last day before the winter break or the pagan Christmas holiday break. And, uh, and I had to watch this student. I allowed him to, we both did paper airplanes to see which one would fly. We were just killing time waiting for the bell to ring. And then I got on my computer afterwards and he kept flying his and it flew right into my right eye. And I was like, whoa, this is a tremendous cipher. 2904. I can't remember if that's a perfect 37 progression too. 2904. No, it's not. But that is a big, 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 big deal. Really big deal. The 69696 in the hours. That's just what? That's mm, 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 mm. All right, the Bullet Building. The building shaped like a bullet in the city of London opened on 4/28, 2004. When you run the Bullet Building to our potential bullet date, and please include both dates, which you're allowed to do, it's a perfect 7,886. It's the 88 being 86th in the days. Folks, that's impossible. That's a direct smash, smash, smash hit. The 88 being 86, 7,886 days. Wow, that's impossible. And yet there it is. So what am I getting rid of? Um, yeah. Um, I'm getting rid of this. Let's get rid of the Bullet Building. The Bullet Building, it's called 30 St. Mary Axe, the Gherkin. They show it all the time in movies. It's in the city of London. There it is, shaped like a bullet. I know it's crazy, isn't it? What did I do wrong? All right, let's go back. Obviously, I messed something up. 12/17/2021, when the right eye wound took place, it's 1,443 days. 1,443 divided by 37. It's a perfect 39 progressions. It's a direct smash hit. And it's not 6,969. So what date was that I just got through doing? It's 3 years, 11 months, 311 code. What did I just do with a 6,966,6,969,6,969 hours? I don't even have it pulled up anymore. So was that 2015 or 2016 or 2017? Yeah, I had 12/17 of 2017. Well, that ain't right. So I wasted all y'all's time with that hours. It's better this way because it's a 37 progression. And instead of 711, it's 311. Perfect. Goodness gracious. I'm like out of my mind here. But that was fascinating. So my Groundhog Day of one of the biggest events ever in my life, Groundhog Day of 2009, it's 6,144 for the 144,000, the church, to the event day. If you run it to the rising day of 12/1, it's Trump's birthday in the days, 6,146. So 614 is his birthday or 146 is his birthday. It's a palindrome of his birthday, backwards and forwards. It's also a palindrome in the weeks, 878 weeks even. Not even any days, just perfect 878. The full moon from the total solar eclipse of 2008 to the event day is 17 years, 3 months, 13 days. 313 is coded. This is a Bruder film. Man, there's other stuff in there too, man. I am not even going to get into it. Wow, that's fascinating. 3/11/2022, when it was declared the illness to the event day, 3 years, 8 months, 18 days. Massive personal ciphers filtered in there. I'm not going to get into it. Back to the Future date to the rising day. It is a perfect 14,761 in the day. 761 is the combined verses of Revelation and Daniel. Let me repeat that. Back to the Future's release date of 7/3/1985 to the rising day. It's a perfect 14,761 days. That is telling you the 14 is 1/4, so it's the 1/4/761. So it's saying the 1/4, the end times, on that rising day of 12/1. Look at the years, months, days. 40 years, which is a 4 and a 0, followed by 4 months. So you have your 404 for the amount of verses in the book of Revelation. And then 28 days. Remember, 428 is the bullet buildings address. Date of its opening. Man, oh man, there's all kind of stuff there. It's also 4044.11% of a common year. Folks, there's so much there. I just got to keep going. Fine Finny Fiends, or FFF, which is 666. Season 1, episode 33. So you have Revelation 13:3 coded. It is when they talked about Bruce Wayne, that his grandfather founded Skull and Bones and all that kind of stuff. And you see remember when Mr. Big said fight, 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 that's also 666 FFF. This took place, this episode aired May 4th, 1966. When you run May 4th, 1966 to the rising day, it is a perfect 21,761 days. 761 is the amount of verses combined in Daniel and Revelation, which we just spoke about. Do you know how impossible that is? And yet, whoop, there it is. That is mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Donnie Darko's date of 10/26/1985. It's hold on. 10/26/1985. No, that's when they went 88 miles per hour and Back to the Future. It's Trump's birthday on the rising day. 14,646. Well, 14/6 is his birthday. June 14th. Most countries write it 14/6. We write it 6/14. Doesn't matter. Remember his number, when you multiply 6 times 14 times 1946, his number is 163,464. 464 is in the heart of those numbers, by the way. 14646. You have the double 46. Wow. To the rising day. It's 14644 to the event day. 44 represents the 404 verses of Revelation, always in their coding. 6/17/1994. That is the OJ White Horse Bronco. Remember, it was AC, and the white Bronco, AC represents Antichrist. The white Bronco, remember, that all took place in Hollywood, didn't it, folks? Yes, it sure did. And we do know that OJ was an actor, and we do know that on the cover of Breakfast in America. Remember, breakfast time was when the events took place on 9/11. The Breakfast in America album shows the orange juice over the Twin Towers. OJ. So the OJ Bronco, which took place on June 17th, 617. Remember, the 617th prime number is, oh, it represents rising. What is that? Prime number list, Wikipedia. Just had a brain fart, didn't I? Sure did. The 617. Yeah, it's the 113th prime number, 113 code, or 11-3, the opening of One World Trade Tower. So the OJ White Horse on 617, remember the 113th or 11-3, the 113th prime number is 617. So on 617, 1994, the White Horse, AC White Horse, when you run that to our event day of 11/29, it's a perfect 11,488. So what all does 11,488 have in it? Well, it has 148, which is Donald J. Trump in simple gematria. It has 88, which is Trump in simple gematria, all built into that. If you run it to the rising day, it continues. It's 11,490. Remember, 49 is his name in one of the four base ciphers that we showed you earlier. I think it's in reduction. Wow. Man, this is just getting stunning and fascinating and mind-blowing more and more every minute. Personal cipher, direct hit. Personal cipher. $1229.68 was something, and I don't have it pulled up what it was. It's got 207.79. It's got all kind of stuff on it. I just don't know what it was. So Valentine's Day 1986. Yeah, that's something else. 7/20/92. Okay, here's our last one. Jets Raiders. Jets Raiders. Jets Raiders in gematria. You get Dallas Mavericks, but in the Jewish Hebrew gematria, you get 187 right there. Yep, you sure do. 187. Jets Raiders. The Heidi Bowl. The right eye utterly darkened logo of the Raiders playing the Jets, which is what brought down the Twins, and the jet engine killed Donnie Darko. They were named the New York Jets by the AI for a very specific reason, obviously. Obviously. I think we got our date, but I've said that before, haven't I? All right, love y'all.